community aspect, but also it is the mindset and then the DNA of who you are. All right, really quickly, tell folks who you are and what you do.
Yep, I'm Amanda Habansky. I'm the president and CEO of People's Advantage Federal Credit Union. And what I do is serve the community and the members by way of access to financial products and services in a very non-traditional way with a focus on education.
So you were in the studio. My man Deontay was in yesterday, and we talked about boots on the ground. You guys are doing financial literacy. You guys are doing banking differently. When people go in, there's a couple places people got to get dressed up, and one they always worry. One, you're going to go see a lawyer. Be like, oh Lord, I got to go see a lawyer. Let me put on my church clothes.
Or the judge.
Yes, or the judge, or somebody in that system. The other one is when you go to see the banker. You're going, all right, let me go ahead and, I know my stuff ain't exactly the best, but if I put this tie and jacket on, they might see some potential there. But you guys do it different. You're like, you were there with the first time I saw your partner Chris talking.
Yep.
I looked at her like, I've never seen anybody talk like you before.
Yeah.
One, I think you're about ready to take up offering because it's almost religious.
She's passionate.
She is.
Passionate.
Talk a little bit about what makes you guys different.
Well, the suit thing to start, right? Money is very personal and very confidential, and especially if you're in a place where you're struggling with it, you shouldn't feel more uncomfortable by the person you're sitting across the desk from. In fact, it should be opposite. We should meet you where you are in a space that's inviting and comfortable for you. So I think it starts there and setting the culture. But more than that, it means meeting the community in their community, in all communities, specifically in underserved communities where a lot of financial institutions, maybe that's not their primary focus. That's exactly where we want to be and where we're leaning into how we serve individuals that might need the kind of support we can provide.
Alrighty, so you're here. We're with Amanda, who is here with People's Advantage Federal Credit Union. How long you been with the credit union?
10 years.
Okay, when did you become CEO?
1 year, 9 months, and 25 days ago.
Okay, so you had 8 years and some change of somebody else running the show.
That's right.
When you saw and you became a leader, what was it that you said, I'm going to put my stamp on this thing? What was that stamp?
The way that we show up in the community. That's the biggest thing. I wanted us to not be of service to the community, but one with the community.
Okay, so Amanda, there's a lady just smiling off to the side. She thinks it's, okay, so who'd you bring with you?
So this is Zena. She runs our new Richmond Financial Empowerment Center.
Oh, come on. Okay, so come on. What are you in the witness
Shall I
protection
take that with
program? So, okay, so here, pull up a chair. Hi, I'm Mike.
I'm Mike. I'm Zena.
Zena's so excited to meet you.
I know. Well, hey, I'm
I've
glad
heard
to
so
meet
many
you.
good things about you.
Well, thank you. Okay, really? So, really, tell the folks who you are and what you do.
I'm Zena. I am a small business advocate, and what I do is just make sure when you come in to establish an account or inquire on a new business, I'm there to help you and walk you through every step of the way.
Okay, so you talked to a lot of business people out there, and this is a business show. What's happening? How's the business community doing?
Well, everybody's trying to recover from COVID, so they're trying their best to get on their feet and get the right things. A lot of people in our community don't know the steps to go through.
For sure.
To start a business, and that's why we're there. We're there to take you through every step there is to go to, and be there to hold your hands and help you in every way we can.
Because you see when people show up, people are nervous.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous now? Come on, man. What are you
I
nervous?
told her to be ready.
You know how I do things. You know what? So, all visionary leaders need to have somebody who is the guidelines person. And you got that. Stephanie is one because she knows how I can be. I can just pull people in, but I got to be, pulled in at times. Stephanie sends the questions like, Mike, here you go. Because I talk to people and I get excited about what they're doing because you know something I don't know and you're talking, so I'm like, how are people doing out there? You know when a person comes here, they're going to ask this question. You're just wondering, okay, when's it going to be? Because you know what they're thinking. What's that question?
How much money can I borrow?
You know what?
That's one of them.
So I had SBA on, and it was, talking to Carl Knobloch, Martin Short about that. And they said, people always wonder, how much money can? It's like, how much money do you need? Is the question.
And what
And what are you
gonna
going to do with it?
Exactly.
Because people just think if I get enough money, I can do whatever it is. I can make all these dreams come true. It's like a money just sitting out on Broad Street, just waiting for somebody. They just handing out checks. Not happening. Okay, so businesses out there, how can they contact you?
You can contact me at Flippen, and it's Flippen at peoplesadv.org.
And so-
peoplesadvfcu.org.
.org. Okay.
Yeah, I think Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then www.peoplesadvfcu.org. You can find all the contact information.
All right, appreciate. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
All righty, so Amanda, let's no, you're not. No, okay, yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for it. It wasn't all that bad. It was like going to the banker. I put my church shoes on coming to the banker. Okay, so Amanda, you guys are out there really doing some things. Let's talk about boots on the ground in the community. You guys really are become community minded, community focused, whether it is down in Petersburg, you're into Richmond now. And so Deontay was just up there and he said, you guys, you redid the financial part in Richmond, in Richmond that you have in Petersburg.
Yeah, so Deontay runs our Financial Empowerment Center in Petersburg, which is, it can serve as a branch, but its primary focus is providing financial education to the community alongside the access to the loan product. So, like you said, throwing money at a problem doesn't solve a problem. How do we throw money at it, but with the education? And so that's what Deontay's been building out in Petersburg, and Zena and the rest of the team are building out in Richmond. We're actually celebrating our grand opening this Saturday, October 28th. We're in Trinity Family Life Center, and the model there will be very much the same. We'll have consumer financial support, but small business support where you can get the education alongside the access to capital. Those two have to work well together.
So you guys got a fancy ATM type thing going. So what exactly is this?
It's a full service teller that can be accessed 365, 24 hours a day. And just, sometimes folks don't work 9 to 5 the way that us bankers do. So how can they continue to conduct business outside of those limitations?
So how long had the idea to move to come up into the Richmond market? Had you guys been thinking about that?
So we actually used to be in Richmond. We were in the Gemworth Financial Facility before
Oh, that's-
COVID. Yep. And then when Gemworth closed their facility for COVID, we obviously had to close ours being on site there. So we pulled back to Richmond, and it's been the objective for really a long time to get back into the Richmond community. I think this time around we're just showing up a little bit different by way of the Financial Empowerment Center, and not just a traditional stiff branch that you might think about in another financial setting.
So then you guys had the mobile unit.
Yep.
And the mobile unit is talking about, you're saying you can go to where people are.
That's right. Yeah, I think it's difficult to say you're a community credit union if you can't show up in communities that don't have a financial resource there. So I always say we have 4 branches on foundations and 1 on wheels, and the 1 on wheels can come to any community near you. Anything that you could do in one of our branches, you can do on that mobile site, including the financial coaching and access to loan products.
Shout out to my man, our guy. So today is Wednesday. We are together tomorrow morning with our guy, Dean Francis, and he's talking about ERC.
Yes.
And you guys, I saw the video.
Yep.
Let's talk about, you had heard about ERC and and from me, okay? And a lot of people were skeptical. A lot of people were thinking, I don't know. And it's turned into something for you guys. As a leader, how do you evaluate when things come to you that either you didn't know about or either you heard and you weren't exactly sure about that thing?
Yeah, I think when you're dealing with this specifically where the IRS is involved, hesitation is normal. You want to make sure you get it right. Right is kind of like dealing with your lawyer or your banker. You want to make sure you got your T's crossed and your I's dotted. For us, when we put a number to what that could mean for us and what more importantly it can mean for our communities, it really motivated us. The other thing from a more business perspective is a lot of other businesses were doing it, and we didn't want to be at a competitive disadvantage by not having access to the same resources. So really balancing the risk of, hey, what if this doesn't work out for us versus the reward and the benefit that it ultimately can be for the community we serve.
One of the things you guys are about teaching people, informing your members, whether that's about auto loans, home loans, all the things, and it's also about the security of the financial institution.
Yes.
Watch it. In other words, explain to the listeners why that's important.
Well, if you've seen the news in the last 8 months, right, banks are going under. There were a lot of financial institutions that made decisions differently than our organization, invested long term, and the rate market is very different today than what we've experienced in, quite frankly, the last 2 decades. And you want to make sure that your financial institution's got a strong asset liability manager, that the board is involved. And at the last event that I was at, one of the questions was, can you still get a loan from your financial institution? And the answer for People's Advantage is absolutely, come see us. But some out there are having to tighten up their standards and change strategies in terms of loan deployment.
So a while back, I was at an event, and a friend, Chris Weldon, said, watch out with this thing that's coming with the banks. He says it may turn into something. A banker jumped up and said, it's not possible. I said to him, they told us that same thing about COVID.
Anything's
And
possible.
right, anything is possible. So what it turned into is, he said, if you don't think there's a problem, ask your bank for some money.
Yep.
And that will become, if you have a good relationship and the answer is no, or hold on, let me think about it, there may be something there.
Well, I think the key to what you just said is relationship, right? Have a relationship with your banker, have a relationship with your local financial institution, and you should have access to a banking relationship regardless of where you are in terms of your credit score, where you are in terms of your wealth. Everyone has the right to have that access, and if you're looking for someone, come see us.
There you go, Amanda Bansky. Always a pleasure. Thank you for supporting the business. It is always a pleasure. You guys are out there doing some amazing work. How can people find information out about you?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and then you can find us online at www.peoplesadvfcu.org.
And we're together tomorrow morning at the Better Business Bureau. Shout out to my man Barry Moore out there doing some big things, as well as Dean Francis. We're going to be telling the ERC story.
Yes, we are.
And you're one of the winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, thanks to the partnership with you, always steering us in the right direction.
Who would have thunk it, man?